All right, so everybody, this is your Urban Owl Month 6 tutorial. This month we are doing, this is Queen of the May. So I'm making this block is one, and then you're just gonna make a second one with the same technique. So we're just gonna go over how to do one. All right, these are the two that you're gonna make. Now, if you look at Wendy's actual pattern, you'll notice that her wheel in the center is actually even. On both of the ones that I made, my sample and the one that I'm doing here is a wonky block. But in her picture, on her pattern, they're even. And you can do it either way you want. So the first thing you're going to do is decide, do you want it to look wonky or do you want it to look even? Okay. Once you've decided, you're going to pull out your fabrics from your kit, which I put away over here. Okay, in your kit, you're going to pull out your fabric, lay them out according to the block that they are, and you'll notice we're going to work on this one. So you're going to grab this strip here, this is your center, and this is your center, which is here, and this fabric will be the points. So if you want your Queen of the May to be even, then you're going to cut your strips. I believe it's at 2 inches, but read my instructions. But it's 2 inches and 2 inches, and you're going to sew the 2 inches on both sides, just like this. So it'll be 2 inches, 2 inches, and then this is the center. If you want it to be wonky, one of them is 2 1/4 and one is 2 inches. But again, read your instructions to make sure of those measurements. Whatever we cut, whatever me and Mary cut for your centers, it could be 3 inches or 3 1/8. It doesn't matter. Don't cut it. Just leave it how we gave it to you. So you don't have to do anything different. So if it's a little big or a little small, it won't change your block. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to sew your strips together like this. And in your kit, you have a template. This is a 30-degree template. This side is actually the star point, and this side is the center wheel. So you're going to take your template, you're going to lay it on your fabric with the big side where the point is. So like in this case, it's this one here. And you're going to cut it out. And then you're going to flip it and cut it out. Flip it and cut it out. You need 6 of this color, and then you're going to need 6 of the opposite color. And you're going to lay those aside. Okay. You also have enough fabric to straighten up your cut after every cut, so you don't have to be perfect. You can straighten it up. Once you have those cut out, they're going to look like this. The next thing you need to do is you're going to fold it together and you're going to sew right along that seam, and then you're going to clip it. You're going to turn it inside out, and I like to use my hot hammer. You're going to put the hot hammer inside, and that will push out that point, and it will also give you the line to line up to where your center is at the bottom. And you're going to iron that flat. Okay? You're going to do it to all, I believe there's 12 in I don't want to recount right now, but I think there's 12 or 16 of these. You're going to do all of it for those. Once you have them all like this, then you're going to put them together in pairs. When you sew them together in pairs, this is the part that matters. This is the point. So what I do, you can start up here and go down, but then you leave those little hairs that come off for your little strings. So start here, go up, and then go down. And that way it will lock it, and you won't have those little hairs
your
to worry
thread
about.
tails.
Yeah, the little thread tails that come off. So then you're going to sew 2 to 2, 4 to 4, etc., until you have your entire circle. Yes, Mary?
If you didn't want to do them wonky, is there something at this point that you do?
No, because you would have had to have already done it when you cut these strips out.
Oh, they needed to be the same.
Yeah, if you cut these 2 strips out at the same width, it will become not wonky.
Yeah.
If this one's a little bigger and this one's a little smaller, So my instructions that you get will tell you both ways on how to do it. So just
Perfect.
decide before you start. Okay, so once you have that down, now you've got it to here. At this point, you need this to lie flat. You're gonna iron all your seams in one direction, but you want it to lie flat. If it doesn't, which there's a good chance it won't, no big deal. Just, if it's too high, just take in a little bit of the seams until you can get it to lay flat.
Do that again. Take in it.
Do you get it, like if this is like a little bump right here, and it just, nothing you did is gonna make it lay down, you have to take in a little bit on the seams.
Resew on the back.
Resew, and you don't take it out, just resew another line a little bit closer. And you want to take a little bit out of everywhere, not all at one spot. Otherwise, you'll end up with one that's like this. You don't want
No
that.
good.
If it's too tight, take one out, etc. You get it to lie flat. Okay, so once you have that, the next thing you need to do is work on the center part. And the center part is under all of here. On Wendy's template, there is a picture. On the template, she also has a 1/4 inch on the outsides. We're doing it freezer paper instead of hand sewn. So you're gonna cut on the actual sew line. And it's in the instructions, but just so you know, this is a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around, but it does match Wendy's pattern on the sew line. So you make your freezer paper template. You're gonna put your fabric on it with, remember, the shiny side down because it'll stick. And then you just get some of your starch or a little starch pen. You're gonna starch the edge, take your iron and turn it over, just like that. My iron's not hot, so it's not gonna work, but that's how you do it, okay? And then once it's done, you're going to have a center with all, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, 6. Turn down, okay? And then, once you have that, you're gonna take your center, you're gonna put it on your, find the middle, put it on here. You do want these points to line up with the little legs or whatever you want to call these little guys, the little wheel. So you may have to like fussy cut or fussy it to get it in there, or even like pull some of it back, but you want it to get in there as best you can so that the points match. See that?
Yeah.
Right there. See how they kind of hit those points right there? Doesn't matter if it's up, down, whatever. You just want it to hit on those seams. Once it's down, use a little bit of your glue. Glue underneath, keep it down. Okay? Next step. Now that you have that down, you're going to get your background fabric, which is this white. Find the middle by folding it, creasing it. Find the middle of this Dresden, fold it, find the middle, put it down, and then glue it. So that'll be a square piece of fabric, just like that.
It's
This center part.
This fabric.
Yeah, the center part. Yeah. Yes, the center. So once you have that, the next thing we have to work on is this outer one. All right. So the outer one, let me get rid of some of this stuff so we don't have too much stuff on the table. Okay. All right. In Wendy's pattern, you have a template that looks like this. There's a stitch line and there's a cut line. So you're going to make a copy of your pattern and you're going to make sure it's the exact size of Wendy's pattern. I have 2 printers, one came out a little bit too small, so you need to make sure that it matches exact. Then you're going to cut out her pattern, well actually your copy, on this, this is the sew line. Is this the sew line? No, it's the cut line. So on the cut line right here, okay? You're going to take your freezer paper. I cut this for the last demo, so you're gonna have to pretend that it is all put together, which I can't find the other half, but anyway, pretend it's square. And I folded it. Okay, so this is a whole piece of paper, 3 layers of freezer paper. It's all full. You fold it, here's my fold lines. Make sure you look at the pattern where it says fold line. I use clips, put a clip on it, a clip, and then you're gonna use a pair of paper scissors and you're gonna cut it out on this cut line right here. Okay, once you have that, you're then going to take your fabric. Again, I used this already for my demo, so you're gonna have to use your imagination a little bit. We're gonna pretend like this is a whole piece of fabric. I'm gonna lay it on here, use my clips to clip it on there. Make sure it's nice, and I'm not taking my time to make sure it's perfectly even, but make sure yours is. This was what was on there, so it'll look like this. Okay, then you're gonna take your fabric scissors, these are my good ones, so you're gonna cut the fabric out, just like that. All right, and this is, you're gonna save this because you'll end up using it for other parts of your quilt. Now what you have to do is take off your fabric. You are then going to reclip this. You are going to then take your scissors, and now you want to cut on this line, the stitch line. Not your fabric, do not cut your fabric. You're cutting the template, because what's going to happen is now this is bigger. Let's clear all this off so you can kind of see where this is. This is bigger.